This is the Investor Connect podcast program. I'm Hall T. Martin. I'm the host of this show in which we interview angel investors, venture capital, family offices, private equity, and many other investors for early stage and growth companies. I hope you enjoy this episode. Well, hello, this is Hall Martin with Investor Connect. Today I'm here with Anurag Ahuja of TakeOut7. Anurag, thank you for joining us.
You're welcome. Hello, Hall. Thanks for having me on your podcast.
Great. So tell us about what was your background before joining TakeOut7? What did you do before this?
So I co-founded TakeOut7 with my partner, Peter Karau, in 2017. Prior to that, I was founder and CEO at MarketGoal, which is an offshoring company and provides software development and internet marketing to tech startups and to small or medium businesses as well. At MarketGoal, I drove the focus on specifically three sectors: food manufacturing, retail, and financial services. Along the way, I helped found 401k GPS, one of the first independent robo-advisory platforms, of which there is a plethora right now, and every major investment house has a robo-advisory platform inside of that. Also, while at MarketGoal, I founded an ebook publishing SaaS platform called PageTurn Pro. And if your listeners see our publication or pitch decks, they'll see that it's hosted on PageTurn Pro. I founded that. It currently has over 100,000 publications for companies and organizations across the US. I have an MBA from Booth School of Business at the University of Chicago. From there, I had started my career in consulting at Ernst & Young's Strategic Advisory Services, where, again, I advised Fortune 100 clients in food manufacturing, technology, and retail. So you'll see food manufacturing and food and tech has been in my background since pretty early on.
Great. So what led you to start working in the tech space to begin with?
Oh, geez. I was first drawn to internet startups in early 2000 when I joined the first real-time targeting platform company in San Francisco. It was called Cogit. And what it did was it consolidated the 110 households and preferences for those household buying behavior, et cetera, use that information in real time to target browser behavior and to predict which items, which products, which promotions were going to work the best. There are a few things about technology that excite me inherently and make me passionate about this space, right? So technology in general, and when I talk about technology, I talk about high-tech internet. It offers an incredible opportunity to innovate, to solve problems, and to advance the entire civilization in previously unimaginable ways. That has to be the number one reason why I'm drawn to tech. Another corollary to that, Hall, is that technology more recently has democratized the whole notion of innovation like no other development in the past. I really do believe that technology has become the creative canvas to imagine and shape our future. And I would love to do my part. I think I've played a little role in that, and I'd like to continue playing that role in the technology area.
Great. So what's your advice for people investing in the restaurant tech space? What do you tell them to do before they write that first check?
Right. So restaurant tech space is very exciting. It's growing at 18-20% year over year, and it's driven by three major trends. First is online ordering, and we've seen the rise of online ordering since mid to late 2000s. Companies like Domino's and Pizza Hut are now doing more than 50% of their business online. Online ordering has really driven their business in double-digit growths, while the independents have struggled because they don't necessarily have the tech. Nonetheless, online ordering is a major trend. Another major trend is online marketing, right? Restaurants don't get the benefit they used to from doing money mailers or val packs or some of the print advertisements. They have to, and they are moving to social media, to email marketing, promotions, etc. So online marketing is another big trend. And finally, restaurant delivery. These are the trifecta of forces that are driving the restaurant tech space. Now, the future of this space, wherever it is, whether it's Grubhub or DoorDash or Uber Eats or some of the other companies, that model is set to change. The future of this space will be driven by what I call responsible innovators, those that remember that independent restaurants are super cost conscious. They can't afford to pay 30% on every order for a delivery app. When I talk about these responsible innovators, Hall, they have to understand that the restaurants have little or no background in digital commerce or technology. And quite frankly, they have even less bandwidth to take on yet another aspect of business that is not directly making food and serving food. Most importantly, these responsible innovators in this space will use data and AI to drive promotions, to increase restaurant revenue, to personalize the menus, and to fit the consumer preferences into the offering, whether it's taste, diet, nutrition, or even drive customer loyalty. I think if you are the right kind of irresponsible innovator will figure out how to provide all this at an affordable price and in a hands-free automated manner, the one that can be driven by AI and data automation. And this has to be done for the independent restaurants for this tech space. Now, the question is who wins in this space? I believe that the winners in this space will be companies that do leverage the data in AI and they have the focus to level the playing field between independent restaurants and the large companies like Domino's and Pizza Hut. And I think one last thing I'll say about winners in this team, Hall, is that they'll need they'll need to have experienced teams. The market has lost appetite for companies and teams that are built on poor unit economics. We've seen that happen most recently with WeWork and Grubhub, et cetera, that unit economics are super important, uber important in this space. So when you're investing in this space, look for companies that have the basic offering, that don't have point solutions only, and that are able to leverage AI and data to help the independent restaurants in an automated manner.
Well, great. Well, let's talk about the state of investing in the restaurant tech sector. How's the industry evolving? What kind of growth rates are you seeing out there?
Well, the industry is evolving very rapidly. It's growing at 18-20% year over year. The industry is $25 billion last year. There were about a billion online orders taken last year, and it's growing at a really fast clip. It's going to double in the next 4 to 5 years, or maybe even faster. Currently, in the market, the providers typically focus on point solutions, right? Just one of the many burning needs of an independent restaurant. And when I talk about restaurant tech, the restaurant tech space serves about 1 million restaurants in the country, 350 of whom are national and regional chains. And they are fine. They are doing well. They have the bandwidth and the budget and the know-how and the technology to do online marketing, figure out their delivery platforms, and also do online ordering. I'm not worried about them. They'll be fine. I really am focusing on what's happening in the space and what's driving the business for the independent restaurants. So all these point solutions that I talked about, they leave the restaurant to figure out how to do these things individually, be it online ordering or online marketing or directly printing to the kitchen, building their websites, email marketing, search and social media marketing, and even table reservations, right? They buy these point solutions and they try to string them together into their restaurant's online presence. I expect that the industry evolves very quickly, and in the coming months and years, some companies will step up to consolidate and aggregate these various value propositions, point solutions into a one-stop solution. So there will be an increase in the industry consolidation, whether it's through individuals stepping up or, most importantly, through consolidation and through mergers and acquisitions that aim to create that one-stop shop platform and a business model that's able to serve the independent restaurant's need out of a box.
Well, that's great. So how many companies are engaged in this space? How big is that cohort, so to speak, of companies in it?
Well, there is definitely more than a dozen companies, maybe even 24 companies that play at some point level or another, especially when it comes to independent restaurants. And we primarily run into about 8 to 10 different companies that are somewhat regionally focused in some cases. In other cases, they are focused on just taking online orders, or in other cases, they're just helping out the back end for delivery, or some are doing table reservations, etc. So I'd say somewhere between a dozen to 24. The market is fragmented, right? The market is actually quite fragmented. And there might be other niche players that we have never run into. They are doing it in a very small way. At a national level, though, most of these companies that I talk about, they provide and they focus and they provide technology and integration. And that's pretty much if you look at innovation and disruption that happens in any sector, it starts out with a technology trying to change the rules of the game. But that technology and that new methodology has to be ingested and absorbed by the players and by the buyers in that organization. Very few in this space are offering marketing. And when they do, they tend to offer it as a very tactical operation to say, hey, we'll send your email programs, or we'll send your email, give us your promotion, give us your discount, and we'll send emails for you. Or for $99 a month or $100 a month, we'll post your social media platform 3 or 4 times during the month, or more often if you pay us more. I think there isn't the kind of value aggregation that TakeOut7 is driving in the industry. We are maybe the only company that packages great technology and sophisticated data and AI to drive marketing and online ordering into a single platform that helps the independents compete and win vis-a-vis the national and regional chains. Market is fragmented. I think the winners will consolidate and aggregate the value into a single platform at an affordable price. And quite frankly, there is enough volume in the market, and it's in early stages, that there is room for more than one player to come in and target the independent restaurants.
So what's the challenge in starting a business in this sector? What do you have to overcome to be a winner at it?
Well, great question. The singular challenge in this space, Hall, is that the independent restaurants have the need, but they don't have the background or the budget when it comes to technology or marketing initiatives that help them catch up with a Domino's or a Taco Bell or Pizza Hut, right? They really do have the need. And the challenge is how to serve and satisfy that need in an affordable and a hands-free way. The flip side really is that this is a great opportunity for any provider who can do it, who can provide, who can leverage data, who can leverage AI, who can provide not only online ordering, but help build an online relationship for the restaurants with their customers and drive loyalty. And then even have that data and AI apply to the rest of their restaurant business. If you think forward, why should a restaurant separate its in-store business from its online business? Why should they be confined with the same 4 walls and continue to think inside that box, right? So companies that overcome that challenge for the independent restaurant will do well. And I think the challenge remains that the restaurants do have a strong need, but they don't have the background or the budget to address the digital commerce and the online ordering need and the online marketing need, at least not the way it's offered today in the marketplace, in a fragmented way at an expensive price point.
So how does TakeOut7 fit into this restaurant tech landscape? What position does it take?
Yeah, so we have carved out a very unique spot for ourselves in the market. We are an AI-driven SaaS platform. We provide independent restaurants really out of the box, ready to deploy online ordering and automated marketing programs so they can drive customer acquisition, retention, and loyalty. We integrate with several POS companies, and we have solutions that can work around their POS machines and deliver orders directly to the kitchen as well. And we do that at a price that is very welcome by the restaurants. Specifically, how we differentiate in the marketplace is that we work with dealer and reseller networks, basically the VARs, the value-added resellers in the industry. And I think we may be unique in that we have a network of hundreds of VARs coast to coast, and we work with them. We piggyback on their business relationships and their trusted relationships with their restaurants. And in our model, it's a win-win-win model. When our model works right, the restaurant pays for just what they get and they pay a nominal fee. Our price is per order. We share our revenue with the dealers, with the value-added resellers who we understand have a relationship with a restaurant that's a proxy to having your own technology director or having your own digital director at a restaurant. So we think we have figured out the model in this space, and we think we are unique in our approach that is both VAR channel centric and restaurant economic centric, that I think we are really built for the future.
Great. Well, in the last few minutes that we have here, what else should we cover that we haven't?
Well, we covered a lot, Hall, but I have to reemphasize a win-win-win is so important. And I say 3 wins: the restaurant wins, we win, and the consumer wins as well. The consumer is tired of paying the extra fees for Grubhub or for Uber Eats, etc. But a win-win-win is so important for this space. Someone has to pay for the driver, for the fuel, for the car depreciation, etc. We've been, the industry has been using VC capital or public market capital to offset these costs. That is not sustainable. And I think the investors should think about that. I can't emphasize enough how important data is in the online ordering space, especially for the independent restaurants. I'm talking about browsing data, consumer data, menus, add-on items, purchase data, cart abandonment data, everything that an online marketer and online company understands. Having volumes of this data is important, but it's only half the bottle. It's only half the battle. The second and equally as important part of this battle is AI, and using AI specifically to first optimize the marketing promotion campaigns to help the restaurant build their own customer base, and then to help drive the customer experience through methods of AI, through methods of machine learning, and through methods of data analytics. So I think I would like to underscore the value of data, of AI, and of the focus on the independent restaurant economics as we wrap up this conversation, Hall. I think that's very important to the future of this space.
That sounds great. Well, how best for listeners to get back in touch with you?
Well, I'm in the middle of funding right now, and I've already taken in about 900,000 of a 2.5 million. So I'm uber focused on getting my round closed. And you can reach me at Anurag, ANURAG at takeout7.com. You'll find my LinkedIn profile on 10 Capital as well. You can reach me directly at 203-981-3622. And for sure, you can come to takeout7.com to learn more about the website and see what we're all about.
Well, great. We'll add those to the show notes. I want to thank you for joining us today and hope to have you back for a follow-up soon.
Thank you, Paul.
Investor Connect helps investors interested in startup funding. In this podcast series, experienced investors share their experience and advice. You can learn more at investorconnect.org. Halti Martin is the director of Investor Connect, which is a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to the education of investors for early-stage funding. All opinions expressed by Hall in podcast guests are solely their own opinions and do not reflect the opinions of Investor Connect. This podcast is for informational purposes only and should not be relied upon for the basis of investment decisions.